Hi there and welcome to my first tutorial on doing a third person camera. We're just going to get started straight into this, so we're going to go with the Roblox style camera where the mouse will orbit around the player and the keys will move the player in a direction. So we're going to start with just creating ourselves an empty object and like we did with the first person controller, this empty object is going to be a top level, so when we get the visuals we're able to replace the visuals that we put in here, the basic ones, with an actual model. So I'm going to call this one player, and what we're going to add to it again is the character controller. So just typing ch here and then character controller. So we have the the basic character controller, and this is set up in the middle of our world. Now we're going to add some visuals so that we can see what's happening. So I'm going to select the player here, just right click and then 3D object, and I'm going to create the capsule that's going to go underneath. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another cube that goes underneath. Actually we can just put that on the player as well, so it's next to it. Now the cube is going to be the eyes, so we can see the direction that it's going, because that's going to be important in this, because the thing's going to orbit around. So I'm just zooming in here. I'm going to make the cube a scale of 0.8 and 0.2, yep, and maybe 0.3, so we can see a little visor, and just move this up and forward on the Z so that it sticks out the front, so we can kind of see. Now I'm going to make this look a little bit prettier, so I'm going to make a little folder in here, and I'm going to call this materials and make a few materials for it. So just opening up this folder, right click and create and choose material. I'm going to choose a black material that I'm going to use for the shades. So with this material open, if you just click on the little next to albedo, the little picker, and we just go straight down to black here, and we'll drag black onto the visor, and then again create another material. I think I'll make my player red, so I'll just call this one red. Again pick a colour, go up to the corner and drag red onto it. So we've got our basic player set up with a rigid body, with a character controller, sorry, and I'm just going to put him just above the ground. The next thing we need is somewhere for him to run around, so we're going to click on 3D object and choose cube. Just reset this into the middle of the world there, and let's make the scale 50 on the X and 50 on the Z. That just makes it nice and big, and I'm just going to move it down. Now hold control while I did that, so it moves in 1 unit chunks. So this should be exactly at the 0, so we've got our player sitting here and the ground is underneath him. That's the basic setup for the world, and now what we need to do is I'll just take a quick look at this camera. What we're going to do is for now we're just going to work on the player movement, and so I'm going to position this just so it's above, and I might rotate it down a little bit so it's just looking down at the player. When we get the player moving, then we can start bringing in the camera. So that's kind of it for now. I'm going to make it a real short one, and we'll go into the scripting for the next one.